So around 2 years ago, in one of my YouTube videos here, I made a warning against the idea of just blindly investing into JVC because I felt JVC was at the risk of running into some sort of an oversupply. Have a quick look at this video here. But still, as I said earlier, I think JVC is sort of entering into a situation where we could see some sort of a market saturation. There are thousands of units that already exist, thousands in circulation already, and even then there is a new launch being done almost every other week. From some locations, it takes you about 5 to 10 minutes to just get out of the community and onto the main highway. So you have to be very particular about. Now, back then, there were about 15,000 units from the off-plan segment in JVC that were about to hit the market. Today, that number has almost doubled to around 30,000 units. And oversupply in JVC has sort of now become talk of town, and rightfully so. But now I feel that a lot of investors are at the risk of repeating the same mistake by just blindly investing in any project that they could get hold of in areas such as Arjan, Dubai Science Park, even JVT, or Dubai Studio City. This is not to say that there are zero good investment opportunities available in these areas. Of course, at any given point in time, in any given market, there are rightly priced assets available. But I am saying that I simply can't get behind such areas as my primary suggestion to someone, especially looking to explore the market for their first time investment. Because I feel that these areas will simply not be able to grow with the same proportion at the market as the market grows over the next 3 to 5 years. And my hypothesis is based on two main reasons. Number one, I'm apprehensive about the overall supply that is yet to hit these areas. So I'm not talking about the projects that have already been launched. For example, if you want to have a look at the projects that have already been launched, just have a look here. There are about tens and tens of projects in JVC that are offline. These are all offline projects. Then you get to see a similar situation in areas like Arjan as well, which is a smaller land parcel, but the number of projects that are on the market in offline still pretty much the same, proportionally speaking. Similarly, you see the same sort of situation in Dubai Science Park as well, even though this is sort of a late starter. And JVT, my God, JVT is sort of has come back from the dead, and now the prices there for some of these new launches are hitting about 1800, 1900 dirhams per square foot, which I simply can't make sense of, no matter how fancy the building looks, no matter how many infinity pools are there in the building. The investment has to make fundamental sense, which most of these projects are failing to do for me for now. And now if we look at it from another angle, just look at this satellite imagery from the Dubai Development Authority's portal. Just look at the number of plots that are still there yet to be developed in the future, right? So the supply is in no one's control. Now the second reason is that I feel Dubai's population is going to go through a huge change in their preferences. See, we are about 4 million odd people in Dubai right now. Most of these people are now moving to Dubai, not treating it as a transient city, which used to be the case back in the day. They're treating it as their home, the way they see themselves living for the next few years. If I recall one of the recent surveys that I've read, about 83% people see themselves living in Dubai for the next 5 years and beyond. For such people, the determinants of what makes a good property for them to live in, for them to invest in, is going to vary a lot. Now, this brings me to what I believe constitutes a good, decent apartment investment today. And again, the overarching theme is going to be how rare that investment, that apartment is going to be in future. And for me, the rarest apartment types now, apart from the beachfront and seafront properties, are apartments that are situated in gated communities. And my top pick is going to be something here in Damac Hills 1, community which already exists since many years, green, with parks, with beach, with mall, with hospital, with hotels, and also a school and another one coming up. This is sort of an ideal investment for me that I would recommend to anyone looking to invest for their first time investment, because when you are in part of a gated community, you have number one, limited supply. You have number two, less variation against other projects that might be launched in future. And number three, you have access to far bigger pool of amenities, communal amenities overall, than you would find in areas that are sort of not managed by one single developer, right? So Damac Hills 1 is going to be our pick for this video. This is something that I have invested in myself as well in the past. This is something that I feel still has a lot of promise, a lot of room for growth, especially for apartments. Now, if we zoom into the master plan of Damac Hills 1, this is what we've got at hands. As you can see, most of the land parcel in Damac Hills 1 is dedicated to either high-end villas, here golf course villas, or townhouses, and very few buildings that you see either on the outer periphery over here, or even fewer buildings that you see to be situated on the golf course. Now this is another look at the Damac Hills master plan. For example, as you can notice that most of the establishments are single family homes, villas, right? And very few buildings that you see either here, and even fewer buildings, as I said earlier, on the golf course right over here. If we zoom in a little more, you try to understand what sort of amenities that are already there in the community. For example, you've got a dog park here, you've got tennis court here, you've got a cricket field here, you've got a football field here. I'm going to zoom into these visuals from a satellite imagery, and you've got also a beach and a lake here. And then you've also got a school somewhere over here, a community mall as well, a hospital, a hotel, another school opening up. This is the sort of environment, the overall atmosphere that you become a part of when you invest into gated communities. Now, what do we have available in Damac Hills 1 today in terms of off-plan apartments that we can invest in? This is a project I am fully bullish on it because it meets quite a lot of my criterias that I gauge merits of any project on. So this is called Golf Greens. It's situated right over here. 4 buildings in total. Most of it is obviously already sold out. Still very good units at decent price points available. Situated right on the golf course. It's a front-loaded building. So you've got 1 beds, 2 beds, and 3 beds. Even the 1 beds are going to have a full golf course view. This is another rare element about this project, that most of the 1 beds that you typically get to invest in, they obviously don't have the best view inside of a project. Top tier project by one of the best private developers in the market today. Damac has, as I've discussed before as well, seriously redeemed themselves in terms of delivery timelines, in terms of quality, in terms of amenities that they have, and especially in terms of how well they have been managing their communities. They're now launching their 7th master community very soon, and we're going to make another video about that also. But this project meets a lot of my criterias. You get to be situated right on the golf course, becoming part of an established community, closed gated community with everything that you can imagine a family might need. So one would assume the prices would be far higher than areas like JVC or Arjan or JVT, but that is not the case. The price per square foot is actually quite identical to these areas that I've just mentioned, which makes it an even more exciting investment for me. I'm just going to go through the overall look and feel of the project very quickly. For example, this is what it looks like. 4 buildings, 2 joined, and the other 2 are separate. Tons of amenities. Damac is doing a great, phenomenal job with amenities that they are now building in their newer establishments. So something like this makes a lot of sense to me. Definitely makes more sense than people investing in other run-of-the-mill areas. So to conclude, if you are looking to invest today, of course, there are many options, tons of options, as we've just seen, tens and tens of options in areas that we've discussed. But if you want to invest and you want your investment to grow more than the market average over the next 3 to 5 years, I feel that this is something that would do much better in the long term than the average market gains over the next 3 to 5 years. This is where the consultancy bit comes in. This is where the expertise comes in, when you are able to pinpoint or find out from the clutter, from the ones that you feel are going to do well. So gated communities, with the number of families moving here, gated communities, especially apartments situated in gated communities, are going to be much rare assets to hold. They're going to do much better as well. Damac Hills 1 has a lot going for itself. It's situated better than communities like Nshama, for example. And another big development that is coming in this community is that they are now building offices as well. So when offices get built, even though they're going to be much fewer, quite exclusive, but that also boosts the residential part of the community as well, right? So this is what I wanted to present today. There are other gated communities such as Ghaf Woods that I'm a big fan of. I simply didn't have the chance to make an analytical video about it, because those sort of products, because of the marketing, sell pretty decently, pretty easily themselves. But I think this is sort of a hidden opportunity, if I were to say, and I wanted to present it to you. So if you want to learn more about this project or what's coming up in Damac Hills 1 in future, and why I feel it's better, if you want to discuss it at length, why I feel this is better than the other areas that we've mentioned, or the other areas that you probably keep hearing about, reach out to me and I will be happy to help. This is Mutahir selling Dubai, and thank you for sticking around.